Hi, I'm Clint Bentley. I'm the director and co-writer of Train Dreams. I'm here with,
Adolpho Veloso, cinematographer of Train Dreams.
we're in Los Angeles, California for Train Dreams, The Visual Journey. And you're watching IndieWire. We're going to take you around to show you some of the images that were printed from the film, and then some behind the scenes photos, and tell you some stories behind the images. Well, this is one of my favorite scenes from the whole movie and one of my favorite shots. It's just so lovely, and it just you have their whole relationship and their whole dynamic in one frame while the sun's setting behind it, and we just set this up, put them in place, and ran it like 20 times as the sun was going down behind them.
I love it because the first image we actually used for the movie when it went to Sundance, that's the image we put it out to the world. This is, I feel like, the amazing thing about shooting on location. There's no sky replacements in the movie. It's all real sky. So that sky, it's actually what we had there, and it's surreal how beautiful it was and how many beautiful sunsets and sunrises we got.
This one was lovely. She's pointing at her mom because she's like, "Mama." She hands Joel a pine cone, but the scene that's in the movie is she hands him some things that she says are eggs. And he's like, "Oh, an egg," and he laughs, but it's really some from a deer or something. But I love it's one of the this is one of the sweetest moments in the film.
I love the snow one because we got to go in the mountain and we rode on those, what's it called, that thing?
Snowcats.
Snowcats. For a Brazilian, that was a first. And the amazing thing is that a snowstorm started to come towards us. Everybody was like, okay, we should go then. But then Joe said, go? No way, we're gonna shoot this. And then Clint and I just looked at each other and we're really happy because if Joe is saying who's gonna tell him that we shouldn't.
We had nothing really scripted for that day. Between us and Joel, we came up with a few things to do and figure out and try. Joel called it taking the character for a walk. Just kind of like feeling his way into the character. This one is one that I love. Adolpho had the idea of like this, almost like a train light going past, and so we just had this big light on a long dolly track behind them, and then set up like almost these music video shots.
Yeah, we wanted to evoke that sense of the train being present in the dreams in a way, so we thought that the train light passing by them and the house, and we put a light on a drone too for those shots, passing through also them in the middle of the forest. So that whole sensation of this dreamlike light that was kind of like evoking the train and gave us a feel of those beautiful moments between Joe and Felicity. That one is it's kind of cool because we wanted to have that feeling of like going through pictures while watching the movie, and that whole scene with Gladys' point of view of the fire. We shot it with like 4 frames per second, 6 frames per second, in just a position to really sharp images in other parts of the movie. That's very common in still photography, but not necessarily common in films. So it's one that we chose to be here because of that too.
This is another great example of Alex Schaller and her amazing team on production design. I had like super high hopes for what this plant man could be after Grenier dies and nature kind of starts to take him back, and it surpassed everything that I thought it would be. And then just the way it turned out with busting a hole in the roof and having all these flowers come in. Yellow is the color that we, with Malgosia, our costume designer, and Alex, we decided yellow would be Gladys's color to kind of have the presence of Gladys echo throughout the rest of the film after she's gone. And this is one of my favorite frames in the movie. Here we're walking into an immersive experience. The shots really like wrap around you. I love this room so much. It feels like it's very moving. It feels like stepping in the movie.
Yeah, I got really emotional when I first stepped in here. I'm getting used to it.